All right, the Browns are 26-6 winners over the Chicago Bears, improving to 2-1. I'm here with Mary Kay, Dan, and Doug to share our instant reactions. Mary Kay, let's start with you. There's a lot from this game for Browns fans to be excited about. What caught your attention most today?
Well, the number one thing for me really was after listening to Miles on Friday and just hearing everything that he had to say about, kind of calling on his teammates to step up when he's chipped and double teamed and, sort of asking them to make the play when he can't. That stood out to me on Friday. I wrote a couple of things about it then. And I thought that he really put his money where his mouth was today. I thought that he really took it upon himself to say, you know what, I'm not just asking you guys to set the bar super high. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to beat the chip. I'm going to beat the double team. And so I think he needed to come out and have a game like that. He took some heat for his remarks on social media. I had a lot of people asking me what I thought about what he said. And I thought, he really stepped up as a leader and really set the tone for the defense. And then those guys, backed him up on it and did exactly what he hoped that they would do. So they all worked together in that regard. I think it was a feel good breakout performance by him and by the defense.
Dan, how about you?
I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt. I thought it was good to see him kind of get going today, and he really stepped up on the day when the offense wasn't particularly good. I thought Kareem Hunt, it kind of turned to him and the tone changed a little bit. That just a good all-around game, probably his best game as a Brown, at least has to be up there just off the top of my head. He was really the guy on offense today. On a day when Odell Beckham came back and looked good, Kareem Hunt was really the guy on offense for this football team. So to me, that's my big takeaway is when they couldn't get Nick Chubb going, when Baker Mayfield was under pressure a lot, they sort of turned to Kareem Hunt and he helped carry the load and just speaks to how many weapons this offense has.
Yeah, he also averaged 8 yards per carry. That two-headed monster continues to dominate for the Browns up front. Doug, how about you? What did the Bears just put Justin Fields through?
Well, everybody else gets to say whatever they want. Now you just pinned me down and made me say it's about Justin Fields. I was going to say something else.
Well, then feel free to pivot. I figured that's where you're headed.
I did talk to Justin Fields after the game, and I went in the Bears post-game news conference. And it was interesting, very quickly, to just hear the other side of this, the kind of thing that we have heard from Browns so often. They're just like, well, those guys are good. They're better than we are, man. We did everything wrong. And it's just like, wow, this is not this the reality we're in right now. I did think this was a game where you could see Kevin Stefanski having to work it out. And I thought that was interesting because I thought, to have the first two drives end on fourth down failures. They score 3 points in their first 4 drives, and then they score points on 5 of their final 6 drives. The Bears defense was pretty good, was giving them some problems, and they worked it out. You could see sort of Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield sort of working through it in the moment. And of course, Odell Beckham helped that and Kareem Hunt helped that. But I thought that was kind of a good sign that I thought they were grinding their gears kind of a little bit early on, which you don't see Kevin Stefanski do a lot. And then they still won by 3 scores or whatever it was. So I thought that was like a workman-like offensive effort that was kind of a good day on a tough day in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I have a similar point, and really it's more of a reminder that this offense, and specifically the aerial attack, is just going to continue to take time to figure out, like you said, Doug, and that's because of all the new parts, and we've really hashed that out on videos like this and on the podcast when, as much as we talk about the continuity within this offense and Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski, there are a lot of new pieces now without Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr. returning, figuring out how to mix in Demetric Felton and Anthony Schwartz. You're seeing Donovan Peoples-Jones have an expanded role, and you're going to see the offense lean on the run and Baker Mayfield continue to work these new parts along with, having Odell back and hopefully getting Jarvis back. And once this offense has its core, you'll see it balloon into what we think it can be. So for me, that was the takeaway. Like you said, Doug, seeing offense work itself out in real time. Okay, that's a wrap. Again, the Browns winners 26-6 over the Chicago Bears. Keep it locked on cleveland.com/Browns for our continued coverage.